Hello everyone. I'm doing something a little bit different tonight. I want to, well, if you've been watching me at all, you'll already notice there's something new on the stream, which actually you're probably looking at my shoulder right now, or possibly the top of my head, but I've got a camera right down on the stage, and I've also got some stuff on the stage. Goodbye. Gonna try this out. Just really testing it to see how well it works and if people like it, if anyone has any comments. I know no one's really watching right now, but hopefully someone will join and maybe give some opinions. But since I don't have anything specific planned to play today, like I usually do, where I'm picking one particular mix and trying to go through all the licenses and all that kind of stuff. So just to have something to play, I actually just got this in the mail not too long ago. It's the US version, essentially the US first mix, which I think is based on, well, I don't know. I've never actually, I don't think I've, well, so I never owned this, so, but I don't think I've ever actually played this. If I have, I might have at somebody else's house, like once, long ago. I was gonna say I think it's based on third mix, but I don't actually know that. But I'm sure I'll figure it out once I see it. So this will actually be my first time seeing this. But I'm just gonna poke around and see what we find. Oh, no name animator, you're in. Cool. Do I care about DDR for the PS3? Just realized it existed. Do I care about it? Well, I guess I don't own a PS3. I have a PS4, but I don't have a PS3 at all. And I think that, and I know like backward compatibility is a little goofy between the 4 and the 3, or even the 3 and the 2 in some cases. So I likely don't have a way to play any of the PS3 versions. But I would be interested in playing the 360 versions or even the Xbox versions. I don't know how much overlap there is in content between all of those. Absolutely, if I guess the answer is, do I care? If there's something unique, something cool that I ought to see on one of the PlayStation 3 versions, yeah, I care. Now, will I be able to play it? Like, can I make this work? Will I go get a PS3? I don't know. But that's where I'm at on this. No system data. Do I wish to create? Sure. I had to go dig up some PlayStation 1 memory cards. Does not autosave at default. Do I wish to autosave? Sure. And one of the memory cards that I pulled out, actually, it didn't have enough space on it, so I deleted some stuff on it. And then when I tried it when I tried to load it up, it was like, there's still no space. And I'm like, why is there no space? Well, because it didn't actually delete anything. So I think that memory card is broken, because of course it is. Because my recollection is PlayStation 1 memory cards are touchy as hell. Nice. So that's the
Dance Revolution!
I know that's the second mix intro movie. I think they might have used it on first as well.
This is Konami's famous Dance Revolution!
Anyway, just to finish what I was saying about PlayStation 1 memory cards, I know if any of you have used memory card in like PlayStation Arcade, there's there's that like voice clip that's like that. There's that voice clip that's like, "Don't touch the memory card," and it's like, yeah, because if I just look at it wrong, I'm probably gonna nuke it.
Dance, dance,
That
revolution!
always seemed to be what happened to those stupid cards. At least that was my experience. All right, well, let's see what this
Here they
thing
go,
looks like.
man. Select your character.
Actually, this looks like second mix. Disco. Guess Afro is too much for the U.S. audience.
Let's see your hands.
Oh yeah, this is second mix. Second mix engine. Or no, this is third mix engine. I think. I don't know. I'm confused now. I think this is third mix engine though. Wow, look at all this stuff. This... This is actually a lot more Japanese than I was expecting, as far as like what's in here. But all right, that's cool.
You have good taste in music. Are you ready?
Oh, I guess I could have started with "Have You Never Been Mellow" just because.
Money, finding dollar.
Show me your hottest move. Wow, you are too cool. You surprised us all.
Play DDR for the Game Boy Color. I did, actually. If you look in my history, I did play
Select a song.
one whole set, I think, of songs on the Game Boy Color version. It was goofy. Interesting. So it's not path selection. Everything, it's like free mode. Everything's still available. Or everything's available and remains available even after you've played it. That's interesting. You know, I didn't even look it up. I don't know if there's any like unlockables or anything interesting in here. But all this music looks like first, second, third mix music. Maybe first, second music, I don't know. Forgot. I forgot that I can do a lot of these as spins.
Wow, you are too cool. You surprised us all. Wow, you are too cool. Oh no!
Tried to force that one, didn't work. Oh well. Didn't quite make that one. Oh well. That's fun. It's actually been a minute since I played most of these songs, I think.
Select a song.
Oh, the question, did I use emulation to play the Game Boy Color version? Yes. The answer is yes, I was using emulation, which actually was making the timing just a little bit off too, which I think is made it I mean, it's awkward anyway. It's just such a weird, like, listening to the music it coming out of the Game Boy, or the Game Boy sounding music is just like okay. Cool. But yeah, that was definitely emulation. And yeah, Tetris and Dance Maniacs, yeah, all I want to say pretty much everything I did before July or August, I think, was probably emulation. Because I didn't. If you look at my history and you'll see there's a video where I talk about the where I talk about the PlayStation adapter that I built. That was basically the beginning of me doing it this way, where I'm using the real PlayStation. So pretty much everything before that would have been emulation, unless it was a native PC game. There was like one or two of those that I did, but yeah. Anyway, one thing I wanted to ask the stream, and one of the reasons why I'm doing this at all. So you may notice that down here, there's a foot camera now. So just number one, what's your opinion in general? And then number two, after this game, well, sure, I'll take a random. Why not? Oh, of course, thanks. I have a second layout with the foot camera up top. It's really hard to talk and play at the same time. Or at least for me it is. Oh, I messed that up so bad. Yeah, I just got off on that and it was like, did not recover. Oh well.
Your dance was so great. It's like sunshine on a cloudy day.
Ooh, look at that, credits. Oh, I didn't notice. There's something popped up over in the corner. I'll pay more attention next time. I don't know what that was. It might have just been, like, loading or something. So, just as an aside, I just want to note that, hey, those credits scroll real nice and smooth. It always drives me crazy when a game's credits are just like, you know, jerky or whatever. Especially like on modern games, because it's like, really? You've got how much power and you can't just scroll credits smoothly? Like, what's going on, guys? Anyway, let me
Dance Revolution!
make this quiet for a second, presumably. Of course there's sound there, because obviously.
Dance Revolution!
Maybe on records is there no sound? I was like, yes! No. Just kidding. Okay, on the actual records there's no sound. Anyhow, let me catch up here. You wish I was your dad. Do you? I don't know if I don't know. Anyway, I'll take that as a compliment, I guess. Thanks. And he said not many people have the balls to play in a native console. I'm not sure. Does that take balls? I think it just takes having the patience to put together a way to do it. So, anyway, welcome in Half-Boiled Production. You said you do the same pad cam for your stream. You like how mine is bigger, and it's evenly sized to the game stream. Yeah. Okay. So, a long time ago, I did some Beatmania 2DX and some Poppin' Music videos, and those were, I tried really hard. I had actually cut out the game screen in such a way and line it up with the controller, so like the notes would fall basically in the same column as the corresponding button. So like as you're watching me play, you know, Poppin' Music or 2DX, the scroll looks like it's kind of part of the controller, and it was cool. Like, I liked being able to do that. In this case, obviously, the way the arrows are positioned on the stage as like a plus versus on the screen as a line, they don't really... there's no way to line them up exactly, but as far as like the scale of it, trying to make it about the same size, yeah, I was definitely going for that. So thanks for noticing. What I was going to say, though, is I have a second layout here where I have the pads up top instead of below. Oh, it looks like I cropped that a little bit differently, too. That's my bad. Apparently I didn't change all that around it. Anyway, so I guess I'm kind of like polluting your opinion in advance. Looking at this layout, I like just visually, I think the pads look better on the bottom. But the one thing that I kind of want an opinion on, and for you to kind of look at while I'm playing this next set, is if I have the pads up at the top, the arrows kind of scroll towards them, and I think it's a little bit easier to kind of look at both of them at the same time. Like, you can kind of see the arrow patterns and see the stage simultaneously a little bit better. It works kind of like the old 2DX and Poppin' Music videos that I was talking about, where the notes actually like flow right into the controller, so to speak. But obviously DDR scrolls up instead of down, unless I'm playing in reverse, which if you've seen any of my old other streams, I play in reverse terribly, so I'm not going to do that. But anyway, just give me an opinion on what you think as far as going this direction. And oh, I guess I need to hit select to get out of here.
Dance Revolution!
That exit sound, That sounds really familiar, but not from DDR, at least in my brain, but maybe it is from DDR. I mean, obviously it is, but it just sounds like a sound I know from something else.
Select a game mode. Let's see your hands.
Just as another aside, is it just me, or is this song terrible? Like, it just sounds bad. Like, that's horrible. If it's your favorite song, I'm sorry. But I have never liked that song.
Tasted music. Are you ready? Show me your hottest move. Wow, great. This is the best show I've ever seen. You like it all. What technique? You like it all. Come on, continue. This is the best show I've ever seen. You like it all. Wow, you are too cool. Select a song.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna finish this set, and then I'll kind of read through the chat. Oh, whatever.
This is a pretty good song.
Man, it really wants me to play Paranoia, apparently.
What a cool guy you are. I can turn right. Wow, you are too cool. You like it all. Wow, you are too cool. You like it all. Wow, you are too cool.
Brain just went numb there for a second.
Wow, you are too cool. You like it all. Wow, you are too cool. Oh no, this is the best show I've ever seen.
Boy, I really screwed up those crossovers toward the end. Wasn't it this one, I think, when I did the Disney Channel stream? Like, Paranoia Dirty Mix is in there, but they like changed the name because it's like, well, we can't call it Dirty Mix. I mean, clearly that's controversial. I mean, maybe you just need to do laundry. You don't know. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Everybody's waiting for you. Are you ready? Last one, keep going.
Get up and move.
All right. Okay, I was gonna look in the corner on the credit roll because I saw like something pop up there. Oh, okay. It's just a little cube with the intro movie on it. That was like, look what we can do with the PlayStation. We can add an animated texture map to this cube. I mean, that was kind of cool at the time, I'm sure. Oh, look! I can move it. Alright. That's certainly a thing. Run, run, run! Cute. And I'm pretty sure this is Second Mix engine. Like, the more I play it, the more I'm remembering what Second Mix is like.
Dance, dance, revolution!
Okay, anyway. Back to the chat, and if I'm not mistaken, it looks like the chat is not showing up on screen at all. As far as, I mean, in the video at all. I don't know why that happens. I'll something to figure out another day, I guess. Unless, can I... Anyway, okay. Let me catch up here a little bit. Alright. Okay, so you think the camera is great to fill that space. I mean, that's where the chat used to be. But yeah, I mean, I think it's nice. Something else to do. you reiterated it takes balls. Okay, I'll go with that. You think the other way around is better, so you like it better. Half-Well Production saying that you think the other way around is better. Yeah, I think I tend to agree that it just looks better visually on the bottom than on the top. It also doesn't help, I think, that I've got the camera slightly in front of it's actually right there. I think you can see like a little teeny sliver of it. Oh, I just realized I'm actually like there. Wait, can I pointing directly into it. You can see just a little teeny sliver of it at the top of the frame there. But I've got it pointed. I've got it placed slightly in front of the stage and angled just a little bit, because I think if I had it directly over the stage, like, my body would be blocking it most of the time. Whereas in this position, I'm more a little bit behind it. But the thing about doing it that way is, if you look at it, you'll see that the stage is slightly foreshortened. Is that the right art term? Because of the perspective. So the bottom part of it is a little bit more narrow than the top. And I think that especially looks a little bit weird when it's above on the top instead of the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it back. I think if it was completely flat and straight, it would be a little bit better. I was saying I didn't get the cropping quite the same. It looks like it just didn't save my my last settings. I had you'll notice there's a lot of space at the top, that top edge there, and almost none at the bottom. I definitely did not have it set that way earlier, but it decided that it wanted to do something else for me. Well, it just didn't save my settings. So hey, let's change that live. Because why not? I wonder if the camera itself has actually drifted a little bit since I set it earlier today, because I can't quite get it to crop the same way as it was earlier. So I guess it'll just be like that. Anyway, I'm sure I'm like the only one that's worried about it. Anyway, moving through. Thanks. I'm glad that you understood what I mean as far as like the arrows flowing toward the controller. And I think for 2DX and Poppin, that makes perfect sense, and I would not do it any other way, even if they scrolled the other direction. But for DDR, again, since they don't really line up with anything because of the position of the arrows on the stage and the screen, I guess it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. And then you said, what am I using to change the video signal to work with the monitor? Oh, and hi, Hyper Mega. I thought of everything. Maybe. I always feel like I'm forgetting something, but or something just decides to not work, which right now is apparently the chat. But oh well. Anyway, what am I using to change the video signal? The answer is sort of nothing, because as it turns out, and I go through this a little bit in the video that I referenced earlier, where I talk about the PlayStation adapter that I made. The PlayStation 2 actually has the ability to output RGB video natively, and RGB video happens to be what an arcade monitor uses, so there's actually no changing of the signal at all. It quote unquote just works. It's really just a matter of getting the right wires out of the PlayStation AV connector and putting them onto the right pins on the JAMA connector for the cabinet. The only thing that you do have to do is the which I'm trying to remember what you do have to adapt the sync signal because what the there's you can do like composite sync, and you can do like separate horizontal and vertical sync, and I'm sorry, like my brain is just like gone away, but the PlayStation does one of those things and the arcade monitor does the other one, and so there is a chip that you can use to I'm sorry, that's not right. There is no sync signal coming off the PlayStation, so you strip the sync signal out of the composite video feed on the PlayStation, and then feed that to the monitor to give it a sync signal, and then that works. But there's a chip that can do that, and I explained that in that other video. So that's the short answer. Let's see. He said, depends. You're watching on a small phone. You can quickly switch between my view. Yeah, I had the exact same issue. I ran a few test recordings of this last night with the foot camera, and on my phone, like, yeah, it made almost no difference. On a TV, it actually felt like it helped a lot to have the stage closer to the arrow targets on screen. In other words, at the top. Because on a TV size, I felt like if the stage was on the bottom, I could only watch one or the other, but not really see them both at the same time. Not easily, anyway. But I don't know. This whole thing is kind of like visual overload as it is. So I just keep adding stuff. Like, here's some more stuff. Here's some other stuff for your eyes. Cool. You said Naoki hates that song too. Let Them Move. Yeah, I mean, it's just terrible. Like the whole like Let Them Move chorus. That's the worst part of it. It just sounds like screaming off key. You know, let them move. It's like what's happening? Is somebody like stepping on your chest while you're trying to sing this? Are you in pain? It sounds like the singer's in pain. That's the vibe it gives to me. Let's see. Original My Fire Maniac chart. Oh, is that one of the ones that got a different chart in like fourth mix or something like that? Doesn't matter if PC viewer is a big ass monitor. I think trims the view distance pretty well. It's also trying to watch your body moving while dancing. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I from what I'm getting from everybody, and thanks for offering your opinions, because I mean that's the whole reason I'm doing this one right now, this stream, is I think you're kind of in the same boat with me, and that is like there's a good reason to put it at top, but I think visually it just looks better on the bottom. So I'm probably gonna stick it on the bottom. And you look at the gameplay in the cabinet screen. Okay, I mean that's cool. I'm glad someone's actually looking at this part of the frame. Like I've gone through a lot to try and make this part look as good as it possibly can. You'll probably remember a couple of streams ago I noted that like I've got lights on it now, which helps brighten this whole thing up. I think it makes it look a lot better. What was I gonna say? Oh, and I like purposely set the camera so that the screen doesn't roll. Like, I don't know. Like, I have to remember that a lot of you are probably pretty young and maybe either never had a CRT like as your main television or haven't in quite a while and were pretty young at the time and don't really remember it, but you may recall that like if you point a camera at a CRT, oftentimes it rolls, or there's like a big black bar in it, or just it looks weird, or there's like diagonal stuff, and that's basically the camera shutter being out of sync with the scan rate of the CRT. So I've tried really hard to make sure that I get that locked in so that the screen looks steady on the video, even if it is kind of small. But and then I'll just share this because it was me like giving myself a pat on the back. This was 2 months ago, I think, prior to the stream that I did with the 2DX DDR link mode. If you look at my old videos, so like prior to July, you'll see that the marquee is super blown out. Like it's just basically like a white, a bright white blotch with some kind of like colors in it from the marquee, but it looks terrible. And I hated that. Like I hated how that looked on camera. And so the problem is basically what I need is HDR, but I don't have that exactly, because basically that was too bright for everything else in the scene. And so what I did is I actually ordered from a like theater and photography shop a light gel, a like 50% gray light gel, and I ended up using 2 layers of it. But I wrapped the fluorescent tube inside the marquee in that light gel to like darken it down, and it actually in person this marquee looks kind of dark, especially because I'm just used to it at full brightness. But on camera, like it looks good. Like you can see the logo, all the colors are nice and bright, and everything's cool. So that's just me being like, yeah, I'm trying to pay attention to details and make everything look as good as I can. Hyper Mega says, would I try DDR Konamix? I do. I have it over here. I was probably going to skip over to it after a little bit just for something else to do. So yeah, I can do that. And how well you think it throws you off because you're used to the game screen being above? Yeah, I mean, obviously, if that's what you're used to, like this is gonna look weird and different. This was having it on the bottom was how I started too. So when I flipped it, it automatically looked weird to me also. So I get it. That's a great detail, but looks more like a hardware test. What looks like a hardware test? I'm not sure. I'm so far behind. I'm not sure what you were talking about there. And the introduction is third mix. Is it? I think that's second mix.
Dance Revolution!
I assume it'll just play after a second. The health bar, you may be right, is third mix. It does look like.
Hey, man!
So DDR players feel gameplay with muscle memory when watching YouTube videos with people who don't play DDR but using iPhone. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. That is definitely the third mix intro. Although, is that the same one that it played earlier? I don't know. Okay. Forget everything I said. Yes, it probably is based on third mix. And I'm sure I could just look it up and find out for sure, but I'm just talking out of my butt here. So the hardware test was that little cute looking in the credits. Oh, yeah. Actually, if you do in the arcade versions, there's a little in the operator menu, there is an option. I think it's called CG test, which I assume is like computer graphics test, and it just has like two little cubes spinning, and I don't think it has. I don't remember if it has video on them or just like a regular like a graphic from the game. But yeah, it seems like they just pulled that straight out of the arcade, and except instead of in the test menu, they put it into the credits. So, so yeah, Hydra Mega. I think you're right. I think this is third mix for sure.
This is Konami's
I'm gonna play one more
Revolution.
round of this, and then
Give it your
I will
best.
skip over to
Select your character.
Konamix. Actually, can I?
Here comes another cool dancer.
How do I start doubles?
Select a game mode.
Because I know in
Let's see your hands.
I know in the arcade you would hold the two selection arrows
Revolution.
and start for doubles, but in this I'm not sure.
Hey, man.
Oh, you're talking about Dancing Stage Euro Mix? Yeah, I'm familiar with it. We got the same. We got something similar in here in the U.S. We got Dance Dance Revolution USA, which was also based in the arcade anyway, which was also based on Third Mix Engine, but it didn't have any. Unlike Euromix, it didn't have any like exclusive
Hey,
licenses. I don't think, and in fact, I think it only had like 26 songs. It was pretty barren. But man, we played the heck out of it back in 2001. But yeah, you're 100% right. This is definitely Third Mix.
Dance Dance Revolution.
So, how is there a way to
Give it your
start
best. Select your character.
doubles?
Select a game mode.
I don't. Let me try and look it up real fast. Well, okay.
Let's see your hands.
I don't know what other buttons to press. If someone knows how to start a doubles on this, drop it in the chat for me. I will play something in the meantime for a second. Actually, I like this song.
You have good taste in music. Are you ready? Show me your hottest moves.
You said you wonder why they decided on dancing stage, or licensing issues. Yeah, it probably is licensing issues. And as to why it says DDR in the intro movie, I think you are right that it does say that, and I think that's probably just an oversight, like that they forgot, or since that whole intro movie is all pre-rendered, maybe they just didn't feel like doing it again, or they lost the source files for it and couldn't render it again. Who knows? There's all. I mean, a lot of games are like this, but there's definitely like goofy things going on in games all the time. Actually, when we were playing Second Mix Club Version 2 arcade, Boom Boom Dollar on the like on this title card on the menu, it says Boon Dollar, like Boon with an N, like Nancy. Why? Like, how did that even happen? Like, who? Because like the song had already appeared in a few mixes by that time. So like, how did they suddenly get it wrong when they had it right before? I don't know. But then, like, the actual background screen still says Boom Boom Dollar, and you know everything else still said Boom. So it's just this one graphic was wrong. So yeah, who knows? They make all kinds of mistakes like that. And this is this is before online patches, right? So it's like if they mess it up, it's pressed on the disc. It's just messed up.
This is a pretty good song. You ready? Give it your best shot.
I feel like this foot cam is probably revealing my bad technique. I definitely felt myself doing a bunch of double steps there where I probably shouldn't have. So,
Here comes another cool dance.
okay, so start is a thing. Well, that's just gonna fail out now. Ooh, drop the bomb.
Everybody's waiting for you. Are you ready?
lucky enough. No, sorry, you said it's funny. There's a third mix cabinet at your local arcade that everyone religiously loves. I mean, I loved third mix back in the day. That was actually, I'll let it go ahead and save here. Actually, that's a story from me. I think the first arcade near me was that got DDR was a GameWorks, and it was downtown Indianapolis. I live a little outside of Indianapolis, but it's probably like a 30-40 minute drive into town, all the way into the middle of town for me to get there. And it was like fall of 2000. They got DDR, like essentially 1.5 mix, the international release, and there are some pictures of me playing it. I want to say in like September that year, maybe as early as July, but I think it was sometime that fall, and then I didn't go back again until January of 2001, and they had upgraded the machine to DDR USA, and that's when I met like my first real like core group of friends that we would meet every week, and we'd hang out and play DDR for just hours on those same damn 26 songs, until the summer of that year when they finally got a second machine, which was third mix. And so yeah, like third mix definitely holds a place near and dear to my heart, like because then it was like, oh wow, like new stuff and a lot more of it. So it was pretty cool back in the day. Do you know which third mix that you have? I think I've always been kind of partial to third mix version Korea 2, because it has some unique songs on it that I like. But yeah, third mix is great. Anyway, and then D-Roll says, you're lucky enough to have a fifth mix here. Probably the newest you'll get. My machine came as a fifth mix. When I bought this machine, it was fifth mix. Yeah, fifth mix it's awesome. Like if you're gonna be stuck in time, that's not a bad place to be stuck. Zoomer, you can't stand the third mix engine. Yeah, I mean I get it. It's 30 frames a second. It's kind of low res. I don't know. Well, at least for me at the time, like it was actually better than what we had before it. So I didn't complain. But yeah, I get it. And obviously like no speed mods, none of that stuff. But again, that I think I've covered in previous streams. That is a big reason I play the way that I do, is because I've been playing since before a lot of that stuff. So like I don't really mess with speed mods very much. I don't use the rainbow skin or the solo skin, whatever you want to call it, depending on which mix. All of those kinds of things, because when I learned to play, we didn't have any of those things, so I just got used to it. Anyway, so you don't mind the third mix engine. It's just every machine you have here that runs it has pads that are barely register anything. 20 years of little maintenance. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's kind of the state of almost every first gen machine. Like it doesn't really matter what mix it's running. You hit the nail on the head. It's like 20 years. 20 years is a long time. It's a long time under ideal conditions, and I think we can all agree that most arcades are not ideal conditions. They're dirty. The machine is on, 12 plus hours a day, every day. People abuse it, and even if even if they hadn't been, it's just like that's a lot of use, and yeah, they get beat up, even if they are taken care of. But yeah, most public machines just really aren't. Like I'm always, whenever I see a DDR machine in public, I always want to play it, but I gotta say probably 4 out of 5 times I'm disappointed, because it's just like, oh wow, this is not working well. First gen, I mean. Like, obviously, if I go to, a Dave & Buster's or a Round 1 and I'm playing on a newer, white cabinet or gold cabinet, then yeah, usually it's working just fine. Or, gosh, you hope so. But yeah. I need to press O when I highlight a game mode. Oh, is that how to do doubles? I guess I can. I'll try it real quick, but then I will skip over to Konamix since you asked. And are you calling me a boomer? I'm not that old. Gen X. Gen X. Not quite a boomer. Actually, I'm probably like 5 years away from 5 years or more from being a boomer. So, you wish you were adapted to my culture. Which culture is mine? Like, American culture? I mean, it has its positives and negatives, I suppose. Movie theaters are a big culprit. Oh gosh, yeah. Like, movie theaters are... Man, I can't remember the last movie theater I saw a DDR machine at, but you're definitely right. They
Dance revolution!
can be a real a real mess. Well, the other thing too is movie theaters, oftentimes those are route machines, so the theater itself doesn't own the machine. So you said push O on a game mode?
Dance! Give it your best!
Ah, yeah. You got it. Smart. All right. Well, I'm gonna play one double. In fact, if I only started one side, does it work like the arcade? And no, it does still give me 3 stage. Okay.
Let's see your hands!
I know in the arcade, if you only start one credit, you actually only get one song on double. Back on these older versions, anyway. But anyway, just to finish up what I was saying, like, a lot of, like, stores, movie theaters, all that kind of stuff, those machines are owned by somebody else that just, like, brings them in and drops them off, and then they come back and collect money later, and then they do profit sharing, like, they'll share it with the theater, but the theater oftentimes, I mean, they don't even have access, they don't have the ability to fix the machine, even if they wanted to, so you gotta wait for the actual, like, route company to come and do it, and then that's a matter of, like, A, do they do it, and B, does anybody report to them that it needs it? Because chances are they're not even going to bother to check unless they open the coin bin and there's literally nothing in it. Which, of course, oftentimes is not the case because people put their money in it and then it doesn't work. And then they just lost their money. So it's not like the game didn't accept their money. What do I want to play? Ooh, Doopy Doop, why not?
You have good taste in music. Are you ready? Show me your hottest move. got a song.
Okay, well. I got my one song in.
Dance, dance, revolution.
The fifth mix you got is just about playable. Like, what's wrong with it? Or it works, just you gotta be real deliberate with it. And you said boomer culture is the culture that you want to be a part of? I don't know about that. I don't want to be a part of boomer culture, I don't think. Anyway. So I've got Konamix here. I've lost the case to this. But as some kind of completionist, I went and ordered I got a new one off of eBay recently. It's in the mail to me, but apparently it's coming from Alaska, so it might take a minute. And I mean, technically the game's also in it, so I'll have another copy of the game. But I only bought it for two reasons. Number one, it was like $3 and like maybe another $3 to ship, so it was like $6, whatever, fine. And then I'm hoping to like get a bunch of stuff displayed. So I figure that'll look better in a display if it has a case. Yeah, so this is fourth mix intro. Whew, that's kind of an abrupt cut there to the title screen. And I notice not only so on some of these games where it's
Come here and play.
on some of these games that have a title that's not one of the main, second mix, third mix, fourth mix, or whatever, I noticed that on the title screen, oftentimes they'll just say like "Dance Dance Revolution" and then not say like a subtitle. I noticed that one didn't even say that. Like, it just was quiet. And I don't know about you, like, I've always said Konamix because I also say Konami. But I know a lot of people who pronounce it Konamix, which I don't know. My dad's from Hawaii, and like Kona is a thing in Hawaiian, so that always sounds weird to me. Yeah, I don't know. What's your opinion? Konamix, number one, Konamix, or number two, Konamix? I guess I have to give them numbers, otherwise I don't know how you're going to communicate that in the chat. But all right. Did it load a save? I definitely have played this back in the day. Now I haven't played it in a lot of years, but okay, yeah. So I've definitely played through this. And I just closed my door when I need the select button. All right. Is there anything in particular that anyone would like to see on this game?
Come here and play.
But it works. Just sometimes you have to be a little heavy on the pads. Yep. Like I know how that is. My machine still works pretty well. The only thing I have trouble with is freezes. Sometimes it'll drop those. And then you said in Mexico, we had just leftover cabs from America, so I really suffered with broken cabs and pads. There's one time they got kicked from the arcade for fixing a Pump It Up pad for free. Yeah, I know Pump It Up is super popular, like in Mexico and South America. As far as like leftovers from America, that's interesting. I know I can believe that in DDR cabs, since most of those, like most of the American ones, have come over from Japan. But it's interesting that it got like double exported if most of yours are from America. But I'm pretty sure Pump It Up is sold in Mexico directly. I know it's sold here because I've actually, like, I purchased my Pump It Up machine directly here. Like, so I know it's definitely something that you can just buy, unlike DDR. Because yeah, like I actually, Pump It Up is the only machine that I ever bought brand new. Like, it was new in box. If you look in my videos, do a search for Jiffy Pump, and there's a video of. Unfortunately, I've already taken it out of the box at that point, but the machine was wrapped in plastic. I guess that's a lyric to Barbie Girl. But anyway, the machine was wrapped in plastic, and just to be a dork, I went ahead and like just plugged it in and turned it on without taking the plastic off, and like the exhaust fans on the cabinet like inflate the plastic. So there's a video of that, and it looks like a Jiffy Pop thing, the popcorn things that you put on the stove, and it like inflates the foil wrapper on it. I don't know if anybody actually makes those anymore, but that's what I was going for. So, okay. Only one place has a cabinet that works decently in Mexico. The rest are bootlegged or unplayable. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, that's not that different from the U.S. at this point. Most of them are bootlegged and in pretty bad shape. At least the ones out in public. Like cabinets that are like in private ownership, like mine and other people that I know. Usually theirs are okay, but yeah. Anyway, Zero Fan says number 1, so Konamix. Okay, so we've got at least one vote. Vote with me. Thank you. And you said, Hypermega says Paranoia Rebirth, and Zero Fan says some Paranoia. Okay, well I hit at least 2 Paranoias in the last game, but sure, I mean, could do some more Paranoia.
Everybody's waiting for you.
Rage.
Give it your best shot.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is that. I forgot that it looks like this, where it's like the 4th mix menu, except it has the 3rd mix song wheel instead of those like diagonal song banners. This is better actually, because those diagonal song banners that would like that always took forever. It was real pain. All right, Paranoia Rebirth is what's on here. All right, I guess I can do both of those.
I'm very curious how cool you can get. Okay. Are you ready? Show me your hottest move. Wow, you are too cool.
know what I was doing there. Oh, I could be spinning these.
What a cool guy you are! Everybody, wow, you are too cool! What technique!
Stupid drills, man. Just can't.
I have
I've always
never
been terrible
seen
at
a
those.
cooler dance.
Oh yeah. And fourth mix, like, extremely difficult grading.
Give it your best shot!
All right.
Okay! Are you ready? Show me your hottest move! Nice move! Wow, great! What a cool guy! Combo is continuing! The crowd loves you! Yeah, good! You're doing great! What a rhythm! You survived it all! Wow, you are too cool! What technique! Nice move! You are too cool! You are awesome! Oh no, Elmer, stop!
Started running run out of gas there at the end for a bit. But
Cool, you've just become a hero!
otherwise, I feel like that pattern is actually easier. Like, it's a lot of turns and a lot more stamina, but it flows better, I think, than original Paranoia. IMO. Whew. Sorry. This is me being old and tired, but mostly just being out of shape. Oh, it's nice that it just waits here for me. That's helpful for the stream at least. Anyway, I've got about 20, maybe 30 more minutes that I can go on this. So just letting you know, I'll letting y'all know that that I actually do have to kind of cut it off at about like 8:30, 8:40 my time, it being 8:08 right now. So wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is. Anyway, Serial Fan says, saw you had some footage from oh, here's another pronunciation question. Is it Latte World or is it Latte World? Or is it just Lot World? I don't think it's that at all. I guess I've always said Latte World, but yeah, I don't know. Am I a coaster enthusiast? Yes. Love coasters. I've had a platinum pass to the Cedar Fair parks, so like Cedar Point, Kings Island, Knott's Berry Farm. Those are the ones I've been to, and then they've got like probably a dozen other parks around the country, and one in Canada, I think. But yeah, I've had platinum passes, so that lets me into all of their parks for probably 15 or 20 years. So yeah, love coasters. So also love Korea, but I've only been there twice. But yeah, when I found out it's like, hey, let's go to a amusement park in Korea, I was like, yeah, let's do that. It sounds fun. So yeah, unfortunately with COVID this year, I haven't gotten to go to any parks, which is a bummer. But hopefully next year. G Cannon, hi, hello, welcome in. And then No Name Animator says, yeah, PIU sold here, but only arcades that can afford it get them. It's cheaper to get leftovers from America. Yeah, I've heard some stories about Pump It Up in Mexico. That a lot of machines are very bootlegged, and I mean, my understanding is not like bootlegged as in it is, the current mix or whatever, but not, purchased legally, but, cracked, pirated basically. But it's like, let's take the songs from the new mix and cram them into the program of the old mix to keep it working. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know. I haven't been to Mexico since I was in high school, and I graduated high school in 1993. So yeah, there was no Pump It Up. So I don't know. But that's what I've heard anyway. And then Hyper Mega says you were at a movie theater in Mexico and they had Supernova machine, turned out to be bootlegged ITG. Oh, so it was ITG in a Supernova cabinet? Is that what you're saying? That's interesting. I mean, I guess that should work. It's just not a conversion that I'm used to. I was used to seeing ITG on older mix machines, but cool. Anyway, SeaWorld fan, you have a SeaWorld pass. Is SeaWorld, like, there used to be a SeaWorld in Ohio, but it's been a while. That one closed. So I know there's one in Orlando. Is that the only one at this point, or are there other? Is there like SeaWorld in California? And if so, like which one are you near? Game was laggy and the pads obviously didn't work. Yeah, well, that's a real shame. Anyway,
Give it your best shot.
guess I have one more song on this, and I'm actually like caught up with the chat for a change. It's so weird, like the tiny little song banner down here. It's like, it looks so small. Oh sure, why not?
I'm very curious how cool you can dance. Okay. Are you ready? Let's see your energy. You're a dancing hero.
All right. Some people call them bootleg Mexican people call them cab transformation. Well, that's a very nice. That's a that's a nice euphemism. And okay, so there's still a SeaWorld in California and San Antonio. I didn't know about San Antonio at all. Cool. And you're near the one in Orlando. Cool. Busch Gardens, Tampa. Yeah, I haven't been there in probably 20 years, but I love Busch Gardens. I haven't been to SeaWorld in even longer though. So, yeah, there's that. I was at Disney World and Universal Studios 2 years ago, I think it was. Yeah, 2018? I think I was there. So that's the most recent time I've been to Florida. Can't wait for this virus thing to be over so you can go play. Yeah, you and me both. Like, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for COVID to be over just so I can do anything and not, like, even the very limited things that I've chosen to do this year. It's like there's always kind of that nagging thing in the back of my head where it's like, man, like this is actually dangerous to just be out, and that sucks. Like, it sucks the fun out of everything. Where even if it's just like going grocery shopping, it sucks. Right? It's like pushing my cart down the aisle, and it's like, why are you not wearing a mask? I'm just kind of gonna like move over here a little bit and. Anyway, I digress. Actually, fortunately, in the last couple of months around where I live, people have actually been pretty decent about masks. So I've been happy about that. So when I do have to go out, I don't like automatically feel like on edge all the time, or at least a little less. But you're so surprised when you found the song "Don't Bother Me" in DDR Third Mix. Can't remember if it was a Korean or Japanese version. That was one of the Korean songs. Yeah. So in Third Mix, there was a Third Mix version Korea 1 that had I think 8 or 9 Korean songs in it. And then there was a Third Mix Korean 2 that added another 8 or 9 Korean songs to it. And then when they got to Fourth Mix, the Korean songs that were in version 1 carried forward into Fourth Mix, like all regions, or at least Japanese version, because there wasn't a specific Korean version anymore, not that I'm aware of. But the songs that were in version Korea 2 did not carry forward into Fourth Mix, and so they are unique to that version 2. Which is why I like it, because I like several of those songs, and that's the only place that you can play them. So that was cool. And Orlando has a shit ton of DDR cabinets. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. SeaWorld, San Antonio, Texas has Third Mix plus 2 tokens. That sounds normal. And then you said, SeaWorld fan says, really? I'm not sure what you're asking really to... Oh. But G. Kennan says, yeah, so what was it? Something he said? Where? I'm not sure. Anyway, you have DDR A20 and Ace, and just about anything you can think of. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It is definitely a tourist town. And 2 Ace Cabs and 2 in Houston, Dave and Buster's. Cool. Does Konamix have Don't Clock Me? The answer is no, because that's a Dance Mania license. And Konamix is all Konami original songs. So, so yeah. You're lucky now that they're mixed close to you. Such a zoomer. Hang on, I'm getting a message. What's happening? Okay. All right.
Give it your best shot.
Oh, interesting. So it definitely said final stage on that last one, but then it just jumps right into another game anyway. I'm bailing on this only because I want to switch over to doubles. Do not remove memory card. Oh, in my last stream, somebody was telling me Konamix has solo mode, and they're like, "Oh, you should play it." And I don't remember who said it to me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, but I can't. I don't have the diagonal arrows on this stage, but." Those diagonal arrows should be mapped to X and O, I'm pretty sure, which I have mapped up here. So, let's see if this works.
Everybody's waiting for you.
This is either gonna work and be terrible, or just, oh, okay, so it says play it with the dance pad, play it with the controller, so I believe I have this set up like a dance pad. I guess I'm on player one side. Alright, let's... So this is either gonna work and be terrible, or not going to work. What should I play? I'm gonna play dive, because I feel like I'm going to take a dive. Do I dare try it on Maniac? I'm gonna start with Trick because I have played so little solo anyway that even if I was using the proper controller, I think I'd be pretty bad at this. God, that looks so weird. Spread out like that. Are they even going to give me any of the diagonals? Did I miss something? Like, there weren't any. That was...
You're a dancing hero.
Maybe I have to play
Give it your
Maniac.
best shot.
Plus, there probably are songs on here that don't have them at all, just because they were songs that were not in solo, like ever. Let's try this one.
Okay. Are you ready? Show me your hottest move.
God, this is so ridiculous. Okay, so that does work.
Be careful.
Oh man.
Did you have breakfast today? Be careful.
Hey, I got one.
Today. Did you have breakfast today?
Oh, this is
Be careful.
worse than I thought it would be. Like, funny. Hey, I got the last ones.
It's not the end of the world. There's always tomorrow. Give it your best
All right.
shot.
Well, that was I hope you were entertained, at least. All right. Let me see if I can play something that was. Can I find something a little bit easier than that? Let's try.
I'm very curious how cool you can dance.
I'll try it on trick. We'll see. I assume there are trick charts that have the diagonals in
Show
them.
me your hottest move.
Yep, okay.
Be careful. Did you have breakfast today? Take my heart away. Give it your best. You've got rhythm. Be careful. You've got rhythm. Take my heart away.
Well, hey, I passed one.
Great, you are the most incredible dancer.
Okay, that's enough of that for me. Maybe someday I'll try that again. When I really want to feel extra stupid. He said there's an arcade somewhere in the U.S. that has a DDR CRT
Come here and
cabinet
play.
that has DDR 2014 with no e-amusement. Yeah, I mean, that it should totally work. I know definitely Ace will run in the first gen cabinets, and I assume A20 and A20 Plus do. I haven't seen it myself, unlike Ace, which I have seen running in a first gen cabinet. But
Come here and play.
to my knowledge, there's no real like engine difference in A20 and A20 Plus, so I don't know why it wouldn't work unless they just like decided to take it out for no reason. Okay, we're right about at 8:30. I think I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play one more round on doubles. If there's anything anyone wants to see, you said, but it's a bootleg. I mean, honestly, outside of Dave and Buster's and outside of Dave & Buster's in round 1 in the US, almost everything's a bootleg. Supernova and Supernova 2 usually aren't. And I guess X and X2 probably are not either, but everything else is 9 out of 10 times probably a bootleg.
Give it your best shot.
I know I usually play the one of the remixes of this a lot, but I don't actually remember what the I play the one of the remixes of this as a like a freestyle song a lot, but I don't remember what the original mix is like. Now I know why I play the remix usually. Just has a little bit more flow to the chart, but that was okay.
Cool. You just become a hero.
Hypermega, you're happy there's an Ace where you used to live just 30 minutes away. You can go there whenever you can. Yeah, the Davy Buster's where you live doesn't have an Ace or a P or Pump It Up. Same. Like the Dave and Buster's nearest me, which is probably about a 20-25 minute drive away, it had Pump It Up for a long time. It was, what was it? It was Pro, I think, and then Pro 2, which, and then they got rid of it, and I mean that was ages ago. Gosh, it's probably been 10 years since that machine's been there, and yeah, they never replaced it with anything DDR or pump. So yeah, it's gone. There was a Pump It Up cabinet at a place called Main Event. It was Pump It Up Infinity, but that place apparently just closed like within the last month, like closed for good, going out of business, closed. I'm sure that was another COVID casualty. Yeah, the only like public DDR and pump machines that I know that are near me are at a place called Boss Battle Games. They've got a Supernova 2 and NX2. I periodically will take one of my older mixes over to them and just like install it for pump anyway. And so they have my NX2 right now. They started with Exceed, and I've just been every few months I'll just go in and be like, here's the next one, and plug my hard drive and dongle in and let it go for a little while. So I'm probably overdue. Probably need to put NXA in there soon. But
Give it your best shot.
why is this saying that it's my second stage? Was that only my first? Maybe it was. I'm not paying attention. Is Make Your Move in here? Yes. So, I love this chart because it's just like a nice mid-tempo eighth note streams. Really fun. Funny thing is, I think it's in fourth mix though. It shows up. Maniac shows up as a 9, which it's not a 9. The speculation is that somebody probably wrote it down on a piece of paper, and if you write a 7 sloppy, maybe it kind of looks like a 9. Who knows?
Okay. Are you ready? Let's see your energy.
Missed a turn there. Alright. That was okay. Like, I definitely missed a couple of turns there and had to, like, fake it. But yeah, still love that chart. Just super, super, super fun.
Give it your best shot.
You said, you see some of my machines running eMusic games. Would I pay for it? Like, if I could, sure. But I don't believe that that's possible. Like, I don't think that they will sell it to me. To my knowledge, Dave & Buster's, I think Dave & Buster's is the only, like, U.S. Business that is, although I've heard that they're not on the network anymore, but they were. Maybe they're back, I'm not sure. And then Round 1, but only because Round 1 exists in Japan too, so that they're able to, like, kind of hang that, kind of like wrap all that together. But I don't, to my knowledge, there's no way, like, I can't go somewhere and be like, I would like to do EMUs. So, if I'm wrong about that, and you know a way, let me know, and yeah, I'd look into it. What was I was thinking about, another song. Oh yeah, Make a Jam. I like,
This is a pretty good song.
I like this chart for much of the same reason. Just a lot of good, like, low to mid tempo, like, streamy goodness. Whoops. Yeah. Good times.
Great, you are the most incredible dancer.
Dave & Buster's back on the network? Cool. I mean, cool. If I had a Dave & Buster's that had a DDR cabinet, I would check it out. But I don't. Okay. Anyway, I am going to call it there, because like I said, I do have someplace that I actually need to go. Gotta go pick somebody up at work. So I need to kind of wrap this up and get over there. Let me kind of read through the rest of the chat real quick. Have been since 2016. Your friend introduced you to Ace years ago. Had any music card when we played. Mostly stopped around. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have a card too. I have a few cards actually, but yeah, I just almost never. I have to go to Chicago to play anything on the network, and quite frankly, almost anything remotely current. So I usually end up at round 1. It's been a while since I've been to Dave & Buster's. I've just been so like bummed out about the Dave & Buster's close to me because they don't have any dance games. They in fact don't have hardly any games that I care about at all. So whenever I go, it's just like I don't really want to play anything, and then it's like I guess I'll play this game, and it's broken. It's just like so it's just been super disappointing. And it just kind of bums me out on DMB in general. So like I'm never really excited about going to DMB, even though I'm sure other Dave and Buster's are better than the one that's near me. But it's just kind of left such a bad taste in my mouth. I can't. Just not real excited about it anymore. So sorry. Yeah, you said that Dave and Buster's was refusing to pay Konami for amusement, and then people bugged them about it. I like peripherally, I knew something was going on. I had kind of seen chatter about it on the internet, but I hadn't been following it that closely because, like I said, it wasn't really relevant to me since there's no since the Dave and Buster's near me doesn't have DDR, so it didn't make any difference. But most DB arcades are mobile ports. Oh, I mean, frankly, most arcade games in general at this point. They're all redemption games practically, and they're all based on some, yeah, like you said, a mobile game, maybe a console game or something. But yeah, like US arcade machines, there's not a ton that are all that interesting. I mean, unless you want to, win prizes, which I know a lot of people do, and that's great. Just not really my thing. So I definitely miss having stuff like, DDR and Pump out at Dave and Buster's, but that's why I've collected a lot of the games that I have, is just because if I don't have them, I have to travel to play them. So if I want to play them more often, I just have to get it for myself. So that's where that kind of came from. But the first round one closing down in the U.S. I know that one of the Chicago locations is closing. The one at Stratford Square. Is that the one you're talking about? I didn't realize that was the first one to ever close, though. Like, I hadn't heard that part of it. If that's the case, but yeah, I did know that it was that location was closing. But Dance Rush. Not gonna lie, love Dance Rush, and if you've listened to me before, like I've said, like I love lights and all of the cabinet stuff that makes the game look cool, even if it doesn't really have anything to do with the game. And man, that LED stage on Dance Rush, just it's gold. I love it, love it, and the game is super fun too. Like I enjoy it. It's a little too pricey for me to bring one home right now, and frankly, I don't have any space for it anyway. So, oh well, maybe someday in the future. But yeah, Dance Rush, super cool. All right. Yeah, you said it takes more than an hour for you to travel there, and you don't bother. Like I said, like the Dave and Buster's is about 25 minutes away from me, and I don't bother either because it's just not. There's nothing there that I really want to do. It sucks, but yeah, you want to play Dance Rush. No Name Animators is one of the biggest dreams in your life. Well, I hope you get the opportunity. Anyway, I do have to get out of here. I'm sorry to cut this short, but thanks for coming, hanging out, giving me some opinions on the foot camera, and just generally what do you call yeah, chat and all that kind of stuff. Do I know the Dance Rush cabinet is the A20 cabinet? I think actually the A20 cabinet is the Dance Rush cabinet. It kind of went the other way. Yes, and in gold. I love the look of the Dance Rush cabinet. I do not like the A20 gold cabinet. I just think it's the whole like gold on gold on gold. I just think it's too much. I mean, it looks flat because there's just like no color variation, and then like I'm not a huge fan of gold anyway. Like I prefer silver to gold. So it's just like, so much gold. I don't know. I think it looks gaudy personally, but it's just my opinion. So, yeah. But anyway, like I said, thanks for coming and hanging out, and I will see you all next time.